Good morning, grandkids. We're ready for another chapter about young Dorkly the wizard in a land far, far away. This is chapter 35. Dorkly's been scrying on Corkscrew, looking for anything suspicious. He moves his eyes through the little settlement and up the road toward the mine. The miners are mostly the older or middle-aged men from the village, a few younger men. These seemed to be the most likely ones to cause trouble, it seemed to Dorkly. Nothing to do but hard labor. I don't think I could stay happy with that for too long myself either, Dorkly said. He continued to watch the men outside the mine entrance, finally following two younger men as they went on inside. Dorkly performed an old spell of his father's, sending him through a portal invisibly to stand with the men and listen and observe. They happened to be talking about the brother of the guy Dermis had killed. "Hey," one of the guys exclaimed. "All Harris wanted to do was get his property back." "Yeah," the other guy exclaimed. "But to do it in the midst of the wedding, that took a lot of nerve. Nerve he should have saved for another time, I'd be thinking." "Well, I think his brother, you know, that guy with the shaved head called Parker, is going to get his revenge on the king's son. He's really been in a rage." They walked on to where they had last been using their pickaxes to chunk out the coal. Parker wasn't too far along the wall in front of them. "Hey, Parker," one of them called. "When are you going to take out the king's son?" "Can't now," which puts me even more in a rage. "The king took his son out of prison, where he should have stayed, and exiled him, sent him off in a ship whereabouts unknown." "Wow, guess you can't do any more then," one guy called out. "Maybe something to really harass the king." And he grinned with a crooked, mean mouth. "Oh, I already got that plan in mind," Parker replied as he took a swing with his pickaxe. When he straightened up, he said, "I've been snooping around, finding out what the king likes, what he wouldn't want messed with." He swung his pickaxe again. "Find out anything good, Parker?" one guy asked. "Oh, yeah, real good." And Parker had an evil grin as he swung his pickaxe again. "Oh, my word," Dorkly was exclaiming over and over as he hurried up the stairs, out the court doors, rushing toward the guardhouse. He rushed inside and yelled, "Where's General Bannister?" sliding to a stop before a guard. "He's up on the wall outside." Dorkly ran out through Blue Haven and on to the outer walls. He climbed up and encountered the ones that he had finally named the Laughing Squad. "Where's Bannister?" he shouted. "Hey, slow down, Dorkly. Where are you in a rush to?" one of them said laughingly. Dorkly stared him in the eye and said, "You've got 2 seconds." The guard straightened up and pointed along the wall. "Over there, sire." Dorkly took off, yelling "Bannister" as he ran. Bannister heard him and saw him running, so he hurried toward him. "What is it, Dorkly? Is the king okay?" "Excuse me, kids. I got an itchy in my throat." Maybe hot coffee will make it feel better. "Yes, but his lady friend might not be," said. "Send guards to Inez's house and bring her to the palace. I'm going to get the king. Meet in the throne room at the court, and he turned and took off. Bonester gathered several guards and started for Inez, wondering what crisis was going on now. Dorkly found the king at the house on the hillside and motioned him over, leaving Othello and William to continue wandering around the house. Remember, he was showing them the house that Dermis was going to live in. "What's up, Dorkly? I've seen that same look in your father's eye whenever there was trouble." "There may not be," Dorkly said, "but we can't take a chance on that." He explained everything to King Conley and said, "I sent Bonester to get Inez and bring her to the palace, just in case." "You did the right thing, Dorkly. You're going to be just like your dad. Thank you for being on top of this." The king called out to the kids that he had to go back to the palace, and he and Dorkly went to the gate in the wall and entered the palace, rushing to the courtroom. There was Bonester with Inez waiting before the throne. First, Conley saw Inez's worried face and went to her, putting his arm around her. Then, turning to Dorkly and Bonester to come along to his sitting room, when they were all seated, Conley motioned for a servant to bring them something to drink. He then turned to Dorkly and asked him what was going on. "I was scrying on the men in front of Corkscrew Mine. I finally focused on two of the younger men. They were talking about the man Dermis killed and about the man's brother there in the mine. His name is Parker, by the way. I decided I should be inside with them and cast one of Dad's spells that he often used here around town. I was transported there invisibly and heard everything." Dorkly stopped for a breath. The king and Bonester looked at one another and back at Dorkly. "You're going to be just like your dad," Bonester said. The king agreed with a nod of his head. Dorkly then went on. "There were no names mentioned, but when this Dorkly guy let the men know that he knew that Dermis had been sent away, he told them that since he couldn't kill him, he had another plan in mind. These were his exact words: 'I've been snooping around finding out what the king likes, what he wouldn't want messed with.'" One of the guys said, "Anything good?" And Parker said, "Oh yeah, real good. My king, I just felt really sure that he was talking about going after Inez." "Excellent job, Dorkly. You're probably right. You did an excellent job taking the initiative of getting Bonester and sending him to get Inez before finding me. I'm in your debt, Dorkly, as I was often in your father's debt. Bless his soul." Bonester clapped Dorkly on the back and said, "I think I'm going to have a talk with your laughing squad on the wall." "Nah, they don't bother me. They straighten up fast enough when they know I'm serious," Dorkly smiled. Conley and Inez were talking together softly about where she might stay. The king had a couple of things in mind. So we'll find out what the king's thinking next week. Thank you for being here with me, grandkids, and I hope you're still enjoying the story. You seem to be. All the ones that's regular on here. I've just been deleting the ones that come in and say hi because I know they're not paying attention. So I will see you all later. Thank you for being here. See you next week. Bye-bye.